other album started out like in 2010 or 2011 when I started to like gather all these songs. I was trying to put a context into a lot of songs that I was writing that I didn't really have the concept of forever at the time. I just had songs, and then a couple of years later I just like got so inspired to keep writing, and I put all these songs together, and and that ended up being forever. I'm writing so much music all the time, and like to just write heavy metal is just not enough for me. I need to write in all different genres all the time. So that was like a natural step to like keep all these songs on one album and just to give it to the people. In the beginning, it was just like I put out some songs online just to see what people thought about it, and that's when they requested a full album. So I started to finish up with the album when people requested an album, to have the vinyl, to have the CD and everything. I wanted to write like a love story and love lyrics without making it feel cheesy. So that's why I created a concept around it where there's like a couple separated, where one unit is headed out on a spaceship and will never return to Earth, and the other unit is left on Earth, and the songs are like they're sharing their memories about each other and what's gonna happen now. So that's like the love story, that they're separated forever, and that's where the forever comes in. I would say that I'm definitely more inspired by pop music than by rock music. And I think that's probably why it's sounding like it's sounding. It's not based off rock music, it's based off inspiration from pop music.
Lost, I'm running anywhere you've gone, till I let go my bond. Lost, I'm running anywhere you've gone, 'cause I failed to go back home.
Cinematic feeling is really important for me because I want to visualize music, and as I'm working with film music, and I think that part has inspired me to see pictures in front of me, and I think the cinematic feel, it's really important for me when I write music, because when I listen to my own songs, I want to see something. I want to see a picture. I don't want just it to be flat. I want the music to have depth. And adding visuals in my head helps me develop the depth of the music. The thing is, like, I was planning the release of Forever for like 3 years, because that's how long the album has been finished for. And it was just a coincidence that it ended up being like 1 week before Enforcer. I don't think it's been bad for it. I think it's just like, the good thing is like that when people show up with records to the shows, like they just get a record so they can come out to Enforcer shows and get their record signed. And I love hearing what people think about it, and that they can share their opinion to me, and they can share whatever they think the album means to them, and I think that's super important to me. Mm-hmm. Olaf was the first person that I show Forever to, and like since it was just me listening to it first, I was like, well, I was working on it in the basement, and he came down. What is that? It's like, this is music that I wrote. It's like, you need to release this. It's like, well, maybe. And yeah, they were really positive about it, and they liked listening to it, and they liked to be ambassadors for it. I don't think I would have released it if they weren't so positive about it. I didn't really have like the energy to investigate on what would be the perfect fit for this album. I think metal labels were concerned about releasing something that wasn't metal. So I just like approached Matthias and said like, do you want to do this? Because I think that he's been really ambitious about a lot of stuff. He's like a young guy that putting on festivals and is working for CD Baby, and it's just like he was just interested to take on this as like a pilot project for his record label pretty much. So I didn't oppose it. Headed with the next album is just like gonna be like a completely different approach to everything. So I mean, I'm happy that there's an interest for melody. If there would be a commercial success, I have no idea. Like I don't think there would be a commercial success by recreating music how it sounded in the 70s and 80s. It needs to be something else, and it needs to be more like unique and music with a lot of identity if it's gonna ever reach any more commercial success than it's doing right now. So like I'm creating a new sound at the moment, and I think it's something unique. Some things will be similar and some things will be a lot different. I think it's gonna be a lot more diverse album. It's gonna have like the touch of the AUR80s, but it's gonna be like in a completely different context. Like I didn't want to rewrite the same album, so I was just like I've been writing songs for like 3-4 years for this album, and I'm working with the songs until perfection, like the structuring the song, like how the melodies and lyrics and everything. And also the biggest difference is I will bring a lot more people on it to help me with different things.